So here's our second video about feedback. Now, frequently learning happens in groups. On your degree there will be lots of people in lectures. There'll hopefully be fewer people in workshops and seminars and tutorials, but you'll have lots of group work to do with other students. Now, even with this in mind, we should never really lose sight that learning is still very much an individual activity. Now, what do we mean when we talk about learning as an individual activity? Well, actually we mean lots of things. For example, it means that we all have our own motivations to learn. We're here for very different reasons. It could be a passion that you have about the subject matter. It could be because of a job you want to get at the end. You may be here because of pressure from your parents or friends. You may be here because you want to just get away from home. It's probably a combination of many, many things. But all the evidence shows that why you want to learn something has a big impact on how you learn, and also then how good that learning experience is. So the more that we understand about why we're here, the better things are going to be. Now, why you're here also has a big impact on your expectations of being here. Do you think that you'll do well or badly? What things are you confident about? What things are you less confident about? What do you think you need to do to be successful? How much of your success do you think is about what you do, and how much of your success do you think is about what people like me do? Now, just as what you want to happen will influence what you do, so does what you think will happen influence what you do as well, particularly when you study. So how do you study? Do you spend long hours on your own in peace and quiet, committing things to memory? Most of us at some point do. Now, here's a speech. It's from Othello. I think it's Iago's second or third soliloquy, and in this speech he's talking to the audience, and he says, "That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him, 'tis apt of great credit. Now the more is of a constant, loving, even noble nature, and I dare think that he shall prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now I do love Desdemona, not from absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accountant for as great a sin, but partly led to die at my revenge, for I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leapt into my seat, and the thought doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw at my innards." I learnt that when I was 18 years old and training to be an actor. Memorization as a learning skill often gives us things we will remember forever. But we need to remember that at university there's a lot more besides memorization. At university you need to develop skills of critical thinking, elaboration, skills of organisation, which are three of the more higher end learning strategies, if you like. Go back and have another look at the characteristics of the Surrey graduate we talked about way back in the induction programme. I said then, and I'll say it again now, developing those characteristics is something that only you can do. We can help you, but we can't, and in any case we won't, do it for you. And it's also something that you'll have to work hard to achieve. And all of this takes us back to the questionnaire, which I've been banging on about since the start of term. If you haven't done it already, you need to do it now. And when you do it, if you haven't already, you need to be honest. It's for your use and no one else's, and there's no point deceiving yourself and thinking that you're good at something that clearly you might not be. So do the questionnaire, then look at the PowerPoint slides, and then look at the PDF, which explains what it all means. Carry out a self-reflective audit of your motivations, your expectations and learning strategies, and think about how far you have to travel to become a Surrey graduate. Then do something about it. There's no point doing all of this work if you don't do anything with it. The materials in You Learn will explain what your scores mean, and they'll give you some ideas about what you can do to improve them. The rest, though, is up to you. You don't learn by watching and being passive, or just by reading things. You learn by participating, and you learn by doing. So, do something.